Woo! What's going on, y'all? Back here with a new damn video. I was gonna come here earlier this week, I think on Thursday and then Friday, and I just got busy, and I said I'll come here real quick because I'm getting ready to watch UFC. You know, what is it, 194 with Conor McGregor? So I said let me knock this out real quick before I start watching that shit. Um, I was first the Buffalo Bills, man, at home. This is gonna be a tough game, honestly, because I got this weird feeling about this damn game, man. Like I got this weird feeling, man. I know we're coming off this damn big win against the Patriots, but like I got that feeling about this game, like I did when we versed Dallas. Like we came off the win and then lost to Miami at home by 1 point. Then I got that weird feeling how when we went against the Bucks, and it's like, well, this is a game we should win, and it's at home, and and Sanchez the QB now, and we lost, so and got blown out. So I don't know what Eagles team is going to show up, but I will tell you this: if they could play like they did versus New England, now I know they didn't do a lot on offense. I'll tell you that right now, they do a lot, but I think Bradford only had 10 incompletions. Had 2 touchdowns, 130 something yards, which 130 yards isn't that good, but he had 2 TDs, which means he was good in the red zone, end zone, whatever you want to call it. Because usually there he was throwing picks all season, and this right here shows he did some good things. But man, we got the kick, the block punts, the kick returns. It's because we wanted the game, we wanted it more than them, but it was an ultimate team win, that game. Offense did contribute because the running backs did well. No Murray, so them guys were balling out. And then you had Bradford had 2 touchdowns, 2 clutch throws, one on 3rd and 10, one on 3rd and 11 to Coop. And then you had the run block, all the pump blocks and stuff, which ain't going to happen every game. You're not going to get a pump blocked every game. You're not going to get a punt return every game. So those type of things make you think like, we're going to go in this Buffalo Bills game, and if we don't get a block punt and a punt return, then what's the offense going to do? Because they look decent, but they didn't look great. But I don't know, man. I mean, we match up well versus them, I'll tell you that. If our defense shows up, if our defense plays like they did versus the Patriots, we have a really good shot at winning this game. But we struggle versus these mobile quarterbacks, man. I mean, who do we struggle? I mean, ever since Chips got here, besides RG3, we know his ass was a bum. He was struggling like all shit. His second year, sophomore year, which was Chip's first year, we demolished them when they had RG3 in. But last year, man, we lost to Wilson, mobile quarterback. We lost to RG3, Chip's second year. RG3 played us, I think it was week 16, I can't remember. And we struggled. And it wasn't because he ran, but I don't know what it was, man. It's a tough game to call. And then again this year, Cam Newton, mobile quarterback, beat us. And that's our problem, man, with these mobile quarterbacks. Not because they're taking off and getting big runs on us. No, we sacked Cam Newton. We picked him off 3 times. Russell Wilson, we sacked his ass. We picked him off. He wasn't running that much, but it's just these little plays that, like, for example, they get a run and they break 1 tackle, they go far, and it's just a whole bunch of shit. So I don't know, but Tyrod Taylor, I always liked him, and I thought he was going to be really well with the Bills. I watched the preseason, the Bills, and I was like, you know what, Tyrod Taylor is going to be their guy. And as the season went on, he's been phenomenal. I think they're 5-2, 6-2. I can't remember when he's starting because, he missed, I think, a game or 2, when E.J. Manuel came in, who I was also high on. That motherfucker sucks. But Tyrod Taylor, man, I watched a couple of his games recently instead of watching his ones in the beginning of the season, like the ones versus the Patriots. Another one, I can't remember who was versus. Was it versus the Jets? Yeah, I think it was versus the Jets on Thursday night, and he was decent. He wasn't the best quarterback. His passing was terrible. Not terrible, but he couldn't throw the deep ball. He couldn't get the ball down deep. He was running, yes, but I don't know. But I watched his Chief game a couple weeks. That was a couple weeks ago. I think Houston game. He was throwing deep balls to Sammy Watkins all day, every day. So I mean, he could run. His deep ball accuracy isn't that good in my opinion. But when you got Sammy Watkins, you can just throw the damn thing up. I told people since day one Sammy Watkins was going to be a beast. It's just that he couldn't stay. He hasn't stayed healthy. So It's a really tough game to call, man. Then you got Shady return. Now Shady, I told you guys, I always respected him. He was one of my favorite players on the Eagles, maybe in Eagles history. He's our franchise leader, rushing. I miss watching him in Eagles colors. I'm not saying this because I'm being biased, but since he got with the Bills, it's not like he's the same Shady. Now, don't get me wrong, he's making the same plays, but I don't hear much from him. I don't hear stuff in the media about him or people talking big about him. Like, oh my God, he is who he was. Like that Chip's first year, man, he was the best running back in the league, man. Anything. He can do anything. He'll make people look silly. Then he had a drop-off year his second year with Chip. Then this year he's doing decent. But I look at it, man, like he disrespected Chip Kelly. And the funny thing about that is Chip Kelly, when he was in Chip Kelly's offense, he had two of the best seasons of his career. Even that last year had a drop-off year, but it was still a decent stats. But the first year had the best year of his whole career, 1,600 something yards. 1,600 something yards, my bad. And 9 TDs. I mean, he was balling out. I mean, he was considered the best in the league, and then he fell off, and then this, that. But I don't know how you're going to disrespect the guy. The guy gives you your best year. Kind of like Chip's whole first year. I mean, Riley Cooper had 8 TDs, 1,000 something yards. I mean, Deshaun had 9 TDs. Nick Foles was 27-2. LaShawn McCoy had 1,600 something yards and 9 touchdowns. Somewhere around there. Everyone had career years in the system. Macklin had a career year in the system the year after. Mark Sanchez had a career year, even though he was a bum. I mean, come on, this guy is making motherfuckers better than they are, really. And I don't know, man, but I always respected Shady, but he's a piece of shit in my eyes. Now I look back on, I wouldn't say piece of shit, but he's a child, I should say. He's a kid. He's not a grown man. He's not a professional. And I understand Chip Kelly traded him, and you should be upset by that. You loved Philly. This, that. I know you're hurt because when I see his interview and he's like, when they asked him, "You gonna shake Chip Kelly's hand?" He said, "Oh, I ain't gonna shake shit." He wasn't saying it like in a cocky way, like, "Oh, I ain't gonna shake shit." He said it in a way like a fucking kid would say, "I ain't shaking shit, man. I ain't shaking shit." Like being a little brat. You understand what I'm saying? Not being a professional. And you could see it in that whole interview, man. He's hurt, man. He really is. I don't care if he's having a better season with the Bills. I don't care if we're have a worse record than them. I don't care if we're playing worse football than them, but I can see he misses it here because he played his whole career here. But honestly, man, there's no need for that shit, man. And Chip looks like the bigger guy because he comes out right after and explains the whole thing and how he should have called him, yada, yada, yada. And now Shady looks fucking retarded. He looks like an idiot. Oh, I ain't shaking shit. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. Oh, I ain't going to talk to him. It's just something I don't do, This and that. And it's like, okay, cool. You don't have a relationship with the guy. And I understand he traded you and you feel disrespected by it. But it's calling being a professional athlete and a grown motherfucking man. You played with somebody. He coached you and having your best years. You call him, you shake his hand, you say what's up. And it's not even the whole thing about shaking his hand because you don't have to even shake his hand. But the fact that you went on camera and showed yourself like that, oh, I ain't shaking shit. And now it comes back to the Eagles and all the players are going to be asked these questions about, yo, you heard what Shady said about your coach? You heard what Shady said about your coach? You heard what Shady said about your coach? Just like Herman Edwards said, man, this is a game of fucking football. It's about your team. They're fighting for playoff spot. We're fighting for the NFC East. And we're worried about guys shaking hands and you crying about your ex-coach, man. Come on now, dude. I mean, you look at a guy like DeMarco Murray, and I ain't saying because he's on my team because he's been playing like shit, but there's a picture somewhere my buddy sent me of him hugging Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones, the guy who everyone says lowballed him out of money, that ripped him out of money, guy who kicked him to the curb after he put that damn team on his back. They say, I'm not saying that, and he comes up and shake his hand like a grown man and a grown professional would do. But, I mean, things happen. I mean, Shady, man, as I told you, I always liked Shady. Thought he was one of the best players we ever had and stuff, but he's a little bitch, man. He really is. And he's going to want... I heard Dawkins, I think it was Dawkins, Westbrook, I can't remember. They were talking about how he's the type of guy, he's a real emotional guy. And you can tell he's real emotional. He's a soft motherfucker. You can tell that. He's a real emotional guy. And he's going to try his best, to, like, get back at us. So he's going to try his best. He's going to fumble and stuff. Do I think he's going to fumble and stuff? I don't know, but they said he's going to try to make nothing out of something. He's going to start spinning around, trying to, spinning backward, running this way, trying to hit holes, trying to get home runs every single run, and he's going to fumble. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to get pushed back. That's what they said. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't know, but we better shut that son of a bitch down. I mean, Fletcher Cox said it best. They said, what do you think about shaking his hand? He said, I'm going to shake his hand, but I'm going to shake his hand after we get a win. That's what he said. That's what I want to hear, man. Really. Shady comes back to Philly, and he was one of the most loved dudes in Philly. And he was one of the most loved guys in Philly. And now you look at him like, when someone's not on your team and they're not on your side, you see someone's true colors. And I'm not saying because Chip Kelly's our coach because he can get fired tomorrow. We can get blown out tomorrow, and he can get fired. But I will stick by him on one thing. Shady tried claiming the man was a racist. I don't give a shit if I hate your guts. I don't give a hell if I hate you and I hate you as a head coach. I hate you as anything. You claim someone's a racist. Like I'm saying, Nick Saban, he coaches Alabama. I don't like the guy at all. But if someone ever claimed he was a racist and he really wasn't, that would piss me off. If someone claimed Jason Garrett of the Dallas Cowboys coach was a racist, that would piss me off, and he really isn't. Because that's the boy who cried racism. That's the guy who, anytime something happens, it's racist, it's racist, it's racist. And you know who started it? That little punk motherfucker, Stephen A. Smith. That little bitch don't know shit about football. He don't know shit about this, and he claims that Philly is his second home. Get the fuck out of here. We don't want your fucking scum ass in Philly. You ain't shit. So, and then you got people saying, well, why would Jay just say that? It's pretty simple. If you go back and listen to the interview where he said it, he said, oh yeah, I agree with Stephen A. Smith. They got rid of all the best players, all the black players. And he said Stephen A. Smith exactly on his thing. And then Shady, a couple days ago, tried backtracking. And because they asked him about the racism, do you still stick by it? And he said, look, I don't understand. There's this guy on TV who talks and says something about it. He gets no heat. But when I say it, I get heat. Why? Because Stephen A. Smith, who you actually didn't want to call him by his name, but it's Stephen A. Smith, is a fucking idiot moron on television. You're a professional athlete on a fucking NFL franchise and one of the top backs. And when you say something like that, of course people are going to act crazy. It's not just something you throw underneath the rug, chip off the old block. Yeah, I don't like that shit, man. I don't give a shit who you are, and I can't stand people who do that shit, claim racism. And it's funny because right after Stephen A. Smith did it, then McCoy did it. Then right after McCoy did it, Boykin did it. This guy did it, this guy did it. Because they're fucking hurt that they ain't with the franchise. I understand people say, well, your franchise ain't shit anyway, so why would they be hurt? It's simple. They got cut. They got traded. And they all jumped on the same bandwagon. And they, like I said, the boy who cried racism. I hate that shit, man. When people claim racism, all this shit, all this and that, just because something happened. Fuck out of here with that dumb shit. Hope we shut that punk fucking bitch, LaShawn McCoy, the hell down. Really, I do. Because I don't like that shit from nobody, man. I don't like that shit whatsoever. I don't give a shit if it's Donald freaking Trump. If you're claiming he's a racist and he really isn't, that's going to piss me off. I don't like that shit. That's bullshit. Racism is a real motherfucking thing in this world that ruins people's lives, that ruins people's careers if they really ain't, and you got everyone claiming they are. That makes me sick to my stomach, man. I mean, you draft a guy who's his nickname's the Nigerian Nightmare or something. He's from Nigeria. Wide receiver Nelson Aguilar. How the hell are you a racist? That guy, it don't get much blacker than that. I'll tell you that. You got a Mexican quarterback. Come on now, dude. But I ain't gonna get much into that. I hope he shut that punk motherfucker down. And I told people, I said, look, if he has 200 yards and 2 touchdowns, but we get a win, congratulations on your stats. As long as we come out with a W, that's all that matters to me. But we'll see what happens. Like this video, subscribe, and comment below. Let's go Birds. I always respected McCoy, as I told you guys, but now you're seeing he's a little fucking kid. He's a little child. A selfish piece of shit. Alright, y'all. Go Birds. Fly, Eagles, fly.